What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Uh, wow. I'm just trying to see now what was the situation at hand. I'm like, this is cray right about now. Um, the Dwight Howard situation just kept going from worse to worse to worse. And it never changed. And because of that fact that it never changed, you were often put in a situation that did not resemble something of positive or positivity. Like there could be a change in the developments of what was happening. It often seemed strained by great proportions. So the problem is that when you don't fix an obvious situation that is not ideal, it becomes and spirals into something else that it doesn't need to become. And because of those factors, people are put against each other and pitted against each other. And the 911 calls just came in and just made things hella worse than what was presented. Let's take a listen to this. I don't know. I think some went wrong here on the launch. I have no idea. I'm trying to figure it all out myself. But something went wrong when we started this.
I have theft. Someone stole my jewelry, my wedding ring, my phones, and they left the house.
They stole it from this address, or they're at this address?
They stole it, yes. They stole it from this address, yes, and they left. They was in a black, gray Camaro. It's a female in a gray Camaro.
Okay, when did this happen?
This happened about 11:45, around that time.
Today?
Today.
Okay, but you're not at home, is that correct, sir?
No, ma'am, I had to leave the house to check on my child.
That's okay. So I'm going to have an officer give you a call to help you file that report. Since
yes, ma'am.
You said it's a female subject that took the items?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What's your first and last name?
Okay. Thank you so much.
Sir, what is your first and last name?
My name is Dwight, D-W-I-G-H-T, last name Howard, H-O-W-A-R-D.
Okay, Mr. Howard, the officer is likely going to call you from a private or restricted number, so just be on the lookout for that. They'll call you here shortly.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Or got leaked or whatever. Now, Dwight Howard just announced that he's retiring from basketball. So he took to his stories and he posted this. It says, retiring at ESPN. Thank you at Snapchat. But this says a documentary on the way. So I guess he's having a documentary on his life. Woke up today on this 12th of the month and figured it's time to move on from Superman. I'm no superhuman. I cry. I struggle. I feel like everyone else, though. Through the lies, the media, and the hate, I still show love and smile through the storm. But now I'm taking off the cape and retiring from basketball to pour into my family and give back to communities worldwide. I know some of you might think I thought he already retired, but I didn't. The game retired me. I still had more left to give. Yeah, I did play professionally for 20 years, and I'm grateful to be able to say that, but I can't lie. Seeing these other players still going at it at the age of 40 inspired me to want to keep trying, but now I believe my duty will be to pass down to the next generation. So thank you to all my fans and supporters through this journey. I love and appreciate y'all dearly, because without y'all, it would be no me. Also, thank you to the naysayers, the haters, the snakes, and people that came into my life to try to destroy me, because every time y'all did, it only made me stronger. When my documentary releases this year, the world will know the truth about everything. Then you will see how the sheltered little boy from College Park, Georgia, who went to the same school from pre-K to 12th grade, then straight to the NBA, was taken advantage of by the world, but through it all still managed to keep smiling. And since I didn't get a chance to ever have a farewell tour, I decided to create a tour not for the fans to appreciate me, but for me to appreciate them supporting me all of the years, giving me a reason to smile. Every 12th of the month from now on will be D12 Day, where I visit cities over the world and do acts of kindness for random people to give them a reason to smile. Let me know where y'all want to see me give back. So yeah, he's retired.
And now he's officially retired right when he files for divorce. Right when he files for the divorce, right? He retires. But his wife also called 911 and said he locked her out of the house.
Out of our estate. We live in a 35,000 square foot big home. It's Dwight Howard from the Lakers. Anytime he gets upset with me, I come home, the gate's locked. He just did it again. We had an argument. He lost custody of his daughter last night with CPS. He took it out on me, and he went all ballistic. I come home. I try to go back in the gate. He changed the gate code again. I said, Dwight, the police came out here before, and they told you. It is illegal to do this to Miss Howard. This is your wife. I've been here for 15 months. We've been married for 12. You can't do this. They warned him. Stop doing it. He did it again. So I'm locked out. I had to walk all the way through the woods, break in the side gate. I'm quite shocked the neighbors haven't called the police on me yet. It's raining. I'm embarrassed. I'm outside the gate. He locked me out again. I was not going to call, but I'm sick of it. I cannot keep being made to sleep in my car when my husband gets mad because he's a multi-millionaire and he's an NBA star. It's wrong. I want somebody to come out here. I don't know my rights as a wife,
Okay,
but for me to be standing outside, it's ridiculous.
Ma'am, I have a few questions for you. What's your first and last name?
It's Amber Howard.
Okay, and I'm just going to ask you some questions. Is there any alcohol or drugs involved today?
No, ma'am.
Okay, any weapons?
I mean, what does that mean? Like, do we own them in the house?
Does he have a weapon on him today?
Oh, no, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Do you guys have weapons in the house, though?
Oh, for sure, over 1,000. We have a gun room, a very nice gun room, but that's way far away from the house, on the property.
1,000 guns, damn.
Okay, and where are you right now?
I'm standing outside in the rain.
And can you go ahead and give me a description of yourself so officers know who to look for? Are you black, white, Hispanic, or Asian, ma'am? Yes, ma'am.
I'm black. Yes, ma'am. I'm black. I have on blue jeans with a gray hoodie and a gray hat.
Gray hoodie, blue jeans, and black hat. Perfect. Okay, and where is he right now?
I have no clue. Our house literally is huge. I don't know where he's at, but I don't know. I'm sure he's looking at me standing at the gate looking stupid. I don't know.
Okay. All right. Do you have your car with you?
No, got Uber down.
Okay. All right, just stay right there for me, and we'll have officers there as soon as possible, okay? Call us if anything changes.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Did not.
What?
I did not, but I've been telling people don't F with people from Detroit. They on a different level.
Not even that. Don't mess with my family. I had asked him, like, around my birthday and after Christmas, like, in between then. And I asked him, I was like, so why did you say that you were getting me all this stuff for my birthday for Christmas? And you told me send you links and stuff, and you never did. And I was telling him, I'm like, you say that you're going to get me these gifts. You promise me all this stuff. And you don't do it. Or the stuff that you do give.
Outside of this past birthday, When was the last time he got you anything for Christmas? When was the last time he got you anything for your birthday? When was the last time he showed up for anything important? So why even let it take you there? Why even let him get you on that level? I've told you this before. You allow yourself to, well, you are your mama's child, but you allow yourself to constantly be hurt by someone who has shown you who he is. Correct?
Yeah.
Why? I told you that the time will come. I told you that karma does not have an expiration date. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. You don't have to. Everything that is going on has nothing to do with who. Exactly. So let him dig his own grave. I said what I needed to say. You said what you needed to say. You don't have to defend anything because the truth is coming out. It always prevails. And sometimes it may take longer than we wanted it to. But it happened. Did we expect it to happen like this? I did not.
Yesterday, Dwight Howard took to IG and he said that he's never done, COKE a day in his life. Wait, so what do you think of this? Drop your comments below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Now, Dwight Howard said he never done coke a day in his life, that he's being set up. And that this documentary is going to free him. The documentary is going to tell it all. And when the doc come out, everybody's going to see the truth. Now, here's the things that get people confused. Dwight Howard is a man that thinks he can control women, black women at that, because of his fame and money. When she said he plays like he's from the Los Angeles Lakers, Dwight Howard from the Los Angeles Lakers, it's like Dwight Howard hasn't been a Laker in years. You weren't even with Dwight Howard when he was last time he was with the Lakers. Dwight has been out of the NBA for a few years now. So why did you connect Dwight Howard to the Los Angeles Lakers? You met this man for 3 months, and then y'all got married after 3 months. This is the first year of the marriage. You tried to ask for a divorce early on. Why would you marry a man who you just met for 3 months? These are the questions that you need to ask yourself. And said, I never asked him for any money. And he probably loved the fact that you didn't ask him for any money. And said, oh, okay, that's cool. She'll sign a prenup. She didn't come into this thing for the money. But she was getting something out of this. The notoriety, the being on the red carpets. Dwight is a name, a fixture. The NBA, the Orlando Magic, they do more with Dwight than the Lakers do. The NBA didn't want him back in the locker rooms after what he did. They claim they all inclusive until it's time, and then they don't want to be bothered with them anymore. So it just becomes a growing she was there to cover up his image about his sexuality. I mean, here's the thing. It's like he in California, dog. That's everywhere. Dwight Howard is no anomaly. All he had to do is come out and say he a pansexual and go away. And then all his problems go away. That's it. His thing is he keeps trying to live the lie. And it's like, dude, you only lying to yourself. Everybody in the world know. And you got to keep doing these interviews. I'm not gay. It's like, dude, your head was face down in the dude's crotch. Says in the transcripts. I'm like, oh my God. His damn pubic hairs is poking your eyes out. And you sitting here talking about, I ain't gay. It's crazy, man. It's real crazy times. Now, what we've seen over the years has been a vast misrepresentation of what was the norm and what was not the norm. People have come in and tried to disrupt the conversation between men and women. And when you're an athlete, professional athlete with money, they do try to destroy you. People have an agenda. You're targeted. And it's hard to find someone who genuinely loves you for you. You know, some people might think you have more than what you actually have or could provide. So that becomes a whole different situation altogether. Now, where does the real problem stem from? The real problem stems from everyone who's trying to call themselves helping in the situation. They're not helping. They're hindering. They're part of the problem. They're not part of the solution. Dwight Howard tried to use psychedelic drugs like mushrooms to get himself in a calm state of mind so he could face his problems. And he's got a lot of demons that's pulling at him. And he just don't know how to deal with them. Because he wants to have it, it's like he wants to have his cake and eat it too. He's saying, I don't want to be in this situation that I'm in, but I'm stuck in it. So how do I get out of it? What do I do? You know, I never wanted to be in this situation, but here I am in this situation. How do I fix it? I know it's broken. And when you have scenarios that don't fit with the equation, what you're left with is a bunch of people. They're gnawing at the tip of the iceberg, or the tip of the spear, to try to betray you at all times. So it's up to you to be careful and guarded on how you represent yourself. I never wanted to be the type of individual where I have to sit there and be dictated to about how I have to live my life. I would never want that. I did not go through my entire life to be dictated to on how I have to live. It's like, if I can't be me, then what the hell are we doing it for? some of the main issues and problems that people are facing and this societal situation with Dwight Howard, with his wife, is that they both have to admit to themselves they came into this thing with an agenda. And once you come into this with an agenda, this seems to be the end game or the scenario that dooms you. You understand? When you have an agenda to do something to take away from somebody else, this becomes a major problem and a driving force, like a nail being driven into someone's heart or heartstring or chest. You're only dooming yourself. You're preparing yourself for imminent doom by taking this route. It don't help, it hinders. If you don't face it head on, you're primed to repeat the failures of society, the failures of all of this combined and put together. It's like, what are we doing this for? The Dwight's agenda for Amy, I can't tell you his agenda. He could tell you his agenda. But what for him is he wanted her to basically be submissive to his wishes. And it's all about being there for him rather than him having a requirement to be there for her as well. It's all about him. It's all about my image, my money, my everything. You're here to do a job of covering for me, building my brand, and we're gonna be out on red carpets. It's gonna be great for you. You're gonna get opportunities. It's a power couple thing. This is what the optics look like for Dwight. But you have to understand, he's caught in different worlds where you don't know who to trust. You don't know who to bring around you. That creates paranoia. Some people say you taking shrooms. The guy who said he was your house manager or he was your poly guy, to help you build a poly world and get you dealing with that situation. So now you have all of those situations developing in your vicinity. All right, everything in his vicinity was being manipulated to try to sabotage or damage the actual state of where he was supposed to be represented. And it's not happened that way. It's been almost the opposite. Every time he tried to make a connection or get some help, it never was seen to be there for him. There must be some sort of childhood trauma that he's been masking for years. And he just couldn't really be himself fully. And when he tried to be himself, he has to be quiet or in different shadows because he doesn't want to go into a certain place where it's not recognizable or it's not common for him to be the person that he is. He couldn't live that down. Well, the thing is, I don't know where they got the bag from or what that bag actually was. Because here's the thing, if that was drugs, let's say that was drugs, right? That is the worst representation to ever do from a wife. And normally, somebody with that kind of drugs on them, they not gonna allow you to have access to those drugs and be able to film that video. That'd have been the last video. That person would have broke that car, tore that car apart to get to them drugs. Somebody with that kind of drugs in the car, if that was real. But now it puts the wife into scrutiny because now it says, okay, either these drugs are real, right? And you just exposed all of these drugs and you're touching these drugs and you're very comfortable with touching these drugs. right? And you got the whole bag with you in the car. What was your purpose? The cops could have just easily came there and did whatever they needed to do. Or these drugs are fake and you're doing this for pulling at heartstrings from the people in the chats and social media, and you're doing it for these reasons alone, to try to destroy Dwight Howard. So again, we have to think about the narratives here. We have to think about how they're going to get to the next level, how everyone is going to try to figure it out. Mm-hmm. Her nose was wide open. Dude, if there's that kind of amount of drugs and it's loose and she has access to it, she knows of his usage, and if they were doing drugs, they were probably doing it together. Whenever CPS come in, they gotta come and take the child away from the house. There's some disruptiveness going on there. The man who has a whole gun range, as she said he has, where there's like 1,000 guns in his gun room, that's going to be a massive problem down the line. My thing is, what does his wealth have to do with it? Like, she brought up he's a multi-millionaire. I'm like, okay, what does that mean? You know, but it's definitely clear these two should not be together. They should not be together, obviously. It's not because of me. It's not because, oh, that's just the way you think. I mean, hey, it is what it is, man. It's like when people do things and they're not ready for it, or I don't get it myself. But if it's for them, hey, man, it is what it is at this point.
My friend.
I'm just saying, when people start to put it all together, they can go from there. My whole take is people are not that's people's fault, bro. That's what I gotta tell you, man. Sometimes you gotta hold people accountable for what it is that they're doing. Some of us, we just have this inkling to want to be great and do things our way. Yeah, well, that's the thing. If you're not ready, if you're not ready to take things to the next level, if you're not ready to progress or grow, don't get married, bro. You don't have to get married. He did it for opportunities. When people do things for the look, the opportunities to get there, they channel certain behaviors, patterns, or attitudes. They channel that because that's what they see. The White's 911 call was a cry for help. No. He can't be smoking that much though. It's not about how much he do. It's a lot of players smoke because for stress or just to function. There's a lot of elements taking place here. That's trafficking 101. No, I don't think so, buddy. Here's the thing. These are not her children. She's the stepmother. You see what I'm saying? She's the stepmother in the situation. I mean, it's great that she cares about the children, but these are not her biological kids. So for her to yeah, so if another person, right, if another person comes along and they say to themselves, hey, I'm done here. I've done everything I can from X, Y to Z. I'm out. Like this is not going in the way it should be going. It should be going in this progressive way, and it's not doing that for me. So I'm just going to step out, whatever. No, because the thing is, she was acting like she has guardianship over the children. The weather's changing. We had crazy winds all night. You couldn't even sleep. It's getting ready, winter's getting out of here. Fall is coming. Or spring, or whatever they call it. I don't know them. So, as people try to move and navigate through life, they try to make adjustments that would fit them, that make sense. So when you keep going down this road of doing things that don't make sense, you're putting yourself on a pedestal to where all of these activities against you will be held against you. Now, when you don't do the things properly, or let's say you don't go out and prepare properly, or like you don't vet your spouse, you're not with your spouse enough. You haven't spent enough time with them. You haven't bonded with your spouse. You haven't did anything a husband is supposed to do. You got her for a requirement, not to be a wife, but to basically be a beard for you, to do X, Y, and Z. You want to be a power couple. And she wanted the fame. She wanted the attention. She wanted to be Mrs. Howard. She wanted to be the one out there like, I got his back. Oh, y'all jealous of where I'm at. It's like, no, they were there also. But it was psycho time for them, and they witnessed it. When all of these women are running for the hills, there is a problem that's in place. I don't believe in wasting people's time in relationships. If I see if it's not working, I'll be like, oh, this ain't working out. Or this is going to be a problem down the line. I have to make a decision if this is something I can live with or not. If I can't live with it, I'm going to have to let it be known. Mm-hmm. So Dwight on that 911 call, it was just like, oh, Dwight, this is crazy. Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, Dwight will figure it out, I guess, He masked the whole 911 thing with the retirement. It was like, dude, you might as well go and retire. You're not going to get back in the NBA. It's just not going to happen. So you might as well get your retirement started now so you can start building up and getting your money, your retirement money from the NBA, get your pension. He's like, man, I still got some left in the tank. It ain't about what you got left in the tank. They don't want you in there. You think Melo couldn't still play? They didn't want Melo to stay in the league no more. They wanted him out. This spot got to go to somebody else now. You've had your chance. You had your time, rather. So now, hello, how you doing? Hopefully you subscribe, become a member. We got memberships here as well. But people should be, on the cusp of looking at this from wide and broad eyes so they can see they can see what's really been developing. Because there's so much wrong in what they're doing. You see, everyone has an idea or belief like everything they do is the right way to do something. Well, okay, well, who's going to determine that? Because at the end of the day, someone's going to have to be responsible. The bill always cometh due. I've done a video on the Breakfast Club and the whole Netflix deal. I told people it was a bad deal when they took it. And now that they see how the formula and the structure is, they're trying to work with Netflix to try to fix what it is that they do. And they don't have a podcast show that has a time where it comes on. They have a radio show. And that's a bit different. It's not like Ben Simmons, Bill Simmons, and all the rest of these sports shows where it comes on. People listen to them a little differently. I just try to navigate the wells, like it's so much stuff going on, man, that you can never be too sure about yourself on stuff because, man, thank you very much. Because I don't even know what that is even about. No. All of these narratives they're talking about, it only fits one base, one's base status, and that base status is we're going to all do it my way and no other way. That's how they look at it. It's unfortunate, but that's just how they're going to run with it. How many people sit around wondering, crying, debating, positioning themselves on, is this right for me or is this not right for me? I don't know. I'm so confused. The world don't have any more time for excuses. Either you doing something that's progressively helping or you just part of the problem. You're part of what's holding everything down. So, yeah, that 911 call was crazy, man. And, you put his retirement out so that could overwhelm the 911 call. And the wife, she just came out and was like, hey, he just beat me to the divorce. She filed for divorce also. So they both filed, claiming that they filed in divorce. She had filed for one first, then she canceled it to try to work on her family with him. And now they right back at it. So anyway, man, I'm going to get out of here and get some more information for y'all. Hopefully all of you guys are signed up to my Patreon. Whether you're a free member, whether you're a membership, you got to be on the Patreon. It all matters. All right. I'm out. Peace.